Welcome back, everyone. You've heard a word lately. You've heard it from us for sure, but I know you've heard it a lot of different media sources. The maker economy. And it's an interesting word because it has to do with the rural entrepreneurs. It has to do with a segment of our economy and the people contributing to our economy who are following maybe their own voice, maybe their own music. They are creating things. And you would automatically think that, oh, okay, it's a performing arts. It could be dance or it could be music. But what about farming? What about furniture making? What about dairy? You know, these are all very interesting pieces of what makes our community our community. And joining me today are two people really involved in this. And we've got a tour coming up that I know you're going to want to know about and attend. So joining me is Teri Ptacek.
That's right.
I got it. Yeah. Who's the executive director of an organization called ASA, standing for Agricultural Stewardship Association. And also joining me is Rachel Dunn. Thank you for having a last name like Dunn. It really helps out a lot.
I'll let my parents know you appreciate it.
Who's a consultant for the organization that's really shepherding a lot of what I opened with, the ACE, which is
the Alliance for the Creative Economy.
Good phrase.
Yes.
We got it. I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
I opened with talking about the importance of recognizing that a lot of people contribute to our economy in a lot of very creative and interesting ways.
Right.
Tell us about ACE.
Sure. ACE is, like I said, the Alliance for the Creative Economy, and its goal is to bring to light the importance of the creative industries to the economy. A lot of times when you talk about the economy, people think about things like corporations and banking and things like that, but what they don't realize is that the creative arts is really important to the health of an economy as well. And it's not just the forward-facing ones that you know and you think about when you hear creative economy, which is ballet and SPAC and Proctor's and all those beautiful organizations, but it's also behind the scene things. You're part of the creative economy. Freelance graphic designers. We have 16,000 independent workers in the capital region. And part of that is the agricultural and craft maker, farm to table, is part of that economy as well, which contributes $1.6 billion every year to the economy just in the capital region.
That's 1.6 billion. Tell me about ASA. This is a wonderful organization.
Thank you. ASA is a land trust, a nonprofit or conservation organization, and we work with farmers and landowners who want to protect their land, and that's how we help them achieve their goals. And to date, we've protected 120 farms on 19,000 acres, soon to be 20,000, in Washington and Rensselaer counties.
Now, I want to just highlight why it's important and why they're doing that. Farmers, especially, are constantly under pressure from developers who would like to take the land and use it for other purposes. Teri shared a video with us, which we may be running on our media, just to highlight really what this is about. And when you think about, okay, so you would take away a farm, so that lifestyle is lost, but that land is lost, and it's lost forever.
Right.
I think we were talking, and you said, you build a condo, you don't tear a condo down to make a farm,
right.
But you can stop farming and build a condo, and then it's lost forever.
Right, it's lost to farming.
So what you're saying to farmers is that, look, you want to preserve your land just as much as we want you to preserve this land, and we're going to give you a means to do that without having to sell to a developer or whatever.
Yeah, correct.
Boy, you're protecting so many valuable assets.
And it's protected forever, which is really the beautiful piece of the whole thing.
Now, there's a tour coming up that this Sunday, right?
Right.
I'm going to ask you about the tour.
Sure.
Tell us why you're doing it, and then we'll talk about some of the elements.
As I was saying that, craft and agriculture and the makers are really part of this creative economy, so we wanted to highlight it. But also part of it is, it's so important to understand what a farmer, what a craft maker goes through every day to get that food onto your table. When you walk into a grocery store, to your farmer's market, and you meet these people, it's one thing, but it's another thing to see it up close. I mean, I grew up in concrete jungles my whole life, and being able to go with Teri and really understand and see Washington County and how beautiful it is, and go behind the scenes and meet the people that are providing these services for us was really inspiring, and we just wanted to share that with the public.
You know, sharing it with the public and realizing that milk doesn't come from Bloomingdale's or something, is that right? Is that what you're
Something like that. Right. Hard as I try and find it there.
But the dedication and the passion that the people have for this is a lifestyle. There are 4 different farms we're visiting on this Sunday. Just very briefly, Bunker Hill Creamery, small farm, dedicated.
First of all, they conserve their land. It's a young family.
Oh, you conserve their land, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
It's an organic dairy farm. They have robotics, milking, and they are soon to open the Bunker Hill Creamery, organic creamery. But they're also known as Richview Farm. So it's just a wonderful...
Right in Washington County.
Right in Washington County, right in Greenwich.
The second one is one that I'm sure many of you have visited. We've been there many times. Garden Works.
Garden Works. And it's just a wonderful transition from what used to be a poultry farm to today, which is agritourism, where art meets agriculture, or agriculture meets art. Blueberry picking, raspberry picking, they have an art studio, they have a cafe, they have a great selection of cheese and local vegetables and beef and whatever you want to buy there. But they also have a farm store, and it's a wonderful place to go.
They have a performing arts space, and they also have a time to do art galleries,
yes,
right?
art gallery.
This next one, the Lavender Farm. Right.
Yes, the lavender farm, a little slice of Provence.
Yeah, that's right.
There's lavenders blooming right now, up rows of them. It's a beautiful place to go to, and you will walk away with a bouquet of lavender.
I've got it, and you're winding up at one of my favorite spots, Hicks.
Hicks
right?
Orchard and Slyboro Cider House.
Yes.
It's another great place to visit. Maybe, like they have wine, not unlike wine or like wine, they have cider. Yes. And they have a real variety of apples that they use to produce a complex cider. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful to talk with Dan Wilson, the owner. At all of these farms will be meeting the owners, which is another really wonderful piece of the tour.
Right. By the way, you meet over at Hubbard Hall in Cambridge. Wonderful place. You'll get to meet everybody else. You're going to hear some things about the tour. You're going to wind up back there. There are beautiful air-conditioned buses to take you around. You're really doing this first class, by the way.
That's right.
So you don't have to drive. You don't have to look at a map. You know how you go on some of these tours, and you're like, which way does the map go? Just hop on the bus. That sounds like it's from a song, doesn't it? Hop on the bus, Jack?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
And you go to visit 4 very distinct, very different farms that are the epitome of why ASA works with these farmers to try to preserve their lifestyle and whatever. And while Rachel and Ace are trying to make all of us aware of the value of a creative economy. The tickets are like $55. It's this Sunday, the 15th, correct?
Right.
Noon.
Yep.
Get there before noon.
The bus
Hubbard
is
Hall
at
in Cambridge. You can't miss it. It's right on the main drag in Cambridge. Thank you both very much
Can I just
for
say
coming.
one more
Yeah,
thing?
sure, go.
When you get back to Hubbard Hall, Argyle Brewing is opening specially for the tour participants, and Joe Donahue from WAMC will be on hand for beer and
wonderful.
conversation. So it's an extra special bonus at
Yes.
the end, yes.
Nothing like ending the day with a nice
cold
beer.
right?
And smelling the lavender, by the
Exactly.
way.
It's another of our makers.
That's right.
Craft brewery.
Absolutely. Well, Teri, thanks so much for coming in. Rachel, thanks.
Thank
Very
you.
nice to have you come
Thanks
in.
for
having
Don't
us.
forget, it's this Sunday. It's a tour. This is just a very unique experience. Get over to Hubbard Hall in Cambridge. Is there a website? Just quick.
Yes, it's upstateace.org.
Upstate Ace.
No, it's upstatecreative.org. I'm sorry.
Okay. Upstatecreative.org if you want to find out information. We didn't rehearse that part. Good. Thanks for coming in. And you can see this interview again. You can head to our website, looktvonline.com.